Have you ever felt like you're just drowning in information, but you're not actually getting any wiser? Well, today we're going to talk about a massive shift that's happening all around us. The move from just having information to actually using it to create knowledge. And trust me, this isn't just some buzzword. It's a huge change that's redefining our entire economy and the skills that really matter. So let me start by asking you a question. What's more valuable today, a ton of raw steel or one single line of code? A few decades ago, that answer would have been a no-brainer. But today, that one line of code could literally be worth billions. And that question right there perfectly captures this epic shift we're talking about, from an economy built on physical stuff to one built on ideas. Okay, so to really wrap our heads around where we're going, we kind of have to look back at where we've been. See, the engine that powers our society, the thing that creates value and drives progress, it hasn't always been the same. In fact, it's changed a lot. If you look at human history, you can map it out by what we valued most. For thousands of years, it was all about the land. That's the agrarian society. Then, bam! The Industrial Revolution hits, and suddenly, value is in factories and the stuff they make, a world of atoms. But then, in the last century, we saw another massive shift. Value jumped from atoms to bits, from physical things to pure information. So here's the key takeaway. We've seen this incredible pivot from valuing tangible physical things, like land and steel, to valuing intangible, intellectual things, like data and information. And that right there set the stage for the world we're all living in today. And that brings us right into the modern era, what we call the age of information. For most of us, this is the world we grew up in, a world literally powered by data. So what does information society actually mean? Well, at its heart, it's a society where the main game is all about creating and sharing information. In this world, data isn't just a byproduct, it becomes the new oil, the key resource that fuels pretty much everything. And this should all sound incredibly familiar, right? The heavy use of tech, like our smartphones and the internet, this so-called information explosion. We're all networked together, we're globally connected 24/7, and we're always told to make data-driven decisions. It's basically the water we all swim in. But here's the catch. The main goal in the information age was simple: access. And wow, did we succeed. We got access to everything. The problem? That success created a brand new crisis: information overload. It's like we unlocked the entire library of humanity, but now we're just buried under a mountain of books. So the question became, what do we actually do with all this stuff? And that question leads us directly to the next, and I think most crucial, evolution. What we can call the economy of ideas. This is where we finally move beyond just having information. The new game is all about what you can do with it. I love this quote because it just nails the whole concept. Think of it this way. Information is like crude oil. It's got potential, sure, but on its own, it's kind of useless. Knowledge, on the other hand, is the refined gasoline. It's the processed, high-value product that actually makes the engine of progress go. And that is the engine of the knowledge economy. See, it's not about just passing around information anymore. It's about actively using that information to innovate. A country's growth becomes directly tied to things like research, design, and engineering. Activities that don't just move value around, they create entirely new value out of thin air. This comparison chart makes the difference crystal clear. In the information society, the main asset was raw data. Now, it's applied knowledge. The goal is no longer just getting access to stuff, it's about innovation. And here's the big one. The key driver isn't just the technology anymore, it's the human creativity that uses that tech to solve real problems. Okay, so if this new economy really runs on knowledge, what are the pieces that make it all work? What's actually under the hood? You can really boil it down to 4 interconnected pillars. First, you need human capital. That's just smart, skilled, creative people. Then those people need innovation systems, places like universities and startups where they can work together. All of that gets supercharged by a modern ICT infrastructure so they can share ideas instantly. And finally, the whole thing is held up by an institutional framework, basically laws and policies that protect ideas and encourage people to take big risks. You need all 4 for the engine to really hum. So who are the people powering this new economy? We call them knowledge workers. And hey, this might be you. They're the problem solvers, the creative thinkers, the people who are always learning something new. And it's not just scientists in a lab. We're talking about graphic designers, software developers, project managers, really anyone whose most valuable asset is what's between their ears.
So, the most important takeaway here is that the skills that matter most have totally changed. It's not about being able to do the same task over and over again anymore. What's truly valuable now is your ability to think critically, to come up with creative solutions, and maybe most important of all, your ability to constantly learn and adapt.
Of course, a transition this big isn't a walk in the park. It's not all smooth sailing. There are some really big hurdles we have to get over. But on the other side, there are some incredible opportunities if we can get this right.
But yeah, this shift isn't guaranteed. We're facing some major challenges. The digital divide threatens to leave a lot of people behind. Brain drain can pull talent away from the places that need it most. We're also still figuring out huge issues like privacy and data security. And maybe the biggest risks? If our schools don't keep up and we don't invest in R&D, we could stall this entire engine before it really gets going.
But if we can navigate these challenges, the future is incredibly exciting. The next big step is creating smart societies. Think entire cities and systems that use AI and shared knowledge to solve huge problems in real time. Everything from healthcare to climate change. That is the ultimate promise of the knowledge economy.
And that leaves us with one final question for you to think about. If our entire world really is going to run on knowledge, and the skills of yesterday are not the skills of tomorrow, what is the single most important thing for you to learn next? Thanks for joining me.